with a bit of stuff that I've got hanging around here that I thought you guys might enjoy looking at. Something I haven't shown you yet. So when you pop on, please say hello. I see that people are just starting to come on. So I'm just also on my page on the computer so that I can see your comments. And hello, everyone. Oh, it's been a cool weekend here. We're coming up to winter here in Australia, and I noticed the nights are getting quite cold. So out came the hot water bottle in the last couple of days. How about you guys? Where is everyone? I'd love to find out where you all are, and I think that it's nice to all compare notes. Where you're hot, where you're cold. All right. Now, for some reason, I am not able to see your comments on my computer. So I'm just going to get out of this and we will try one more time. Huh, it's telling me an error occurred. Now are you guys able to see? I'm just worried that if it's not showing me, can you guys see me okay? Beautiful day in Horsham, Victoria. Hey, Anita, nice to see you. Hi, Helen. Hello. Denise, hello. How was your weekend? Oh, Cologne in France? Sigrid, was that Cologne in France? I'm assuming that's where that is. Hey, Cindy in South Australia. Hey, Kay. Hi, Deb. We have people from everywhere. Portland, Victoria. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Yvonne. Now, can you guys see my stuff okay? Because I can't see it. I can see your comments, but I can't see the actual play. It's just telling me an error occurred, and that worries me because I worry that I won't have anything to show for this at the end. Oh, well, if that happens, I'll just have to re-record something. Can everyone see us okay? Oh, got a couple of people in Germany. Oh, I'm sorry, of course. I'm so sorry. I was thinking Cologne was France, but it's not. I'm so sorry. That's my mistake. From the other side of the world, I'm begging ignorance. Oh, you can see me okay. All right. Oh, it's cold in Perth. Does it ever get cold in Perth? I thought Perth was habitually warm. Thanks, Yvonne. Or is it Yvonne? How do you like to say your name? Hi, Wendy. You're in the UK, I know. Oh, in Wales. Yeah. Late spring and having a hot water bottle. Yes. So you're at the other end. You're coming into warm weather and you're using your hot water bottle, and we're coming into cold weather and I'm using my hot water bottle. Well, okay, you guys can see me. Thank you for saying so. Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks, Cindy. Hi, Deb. And I can't see myself, but that's not a bad thing. So I've had a lovely weekend. My dad and his wife are visiting me for a couple of nights. He had a book launch today. It wasn't his book, it's a book that he contributed to. So it was the history of one of our local areas here on the Central Coast. And my dad he has an amazing memory and he remembers all sorts of details from when he was young. And so that's made him a good person to talk to about history, back in the 30s and 40s, particularly, and a bit of 50s as well. So, yeah, and it's kind of cool to watch him remember all those old details and tell those stories. So that was nice. Okay, all right. So let's see how we go. I'm going to pop this phone in the holder, and we're going to look at some new stuff and see how we go from there. Okay, let's swing it around. All right. So I have my cable plugged in at the moment, which I will take out in a little while, just that I don't have quite as much battery charge as I would like. So, but that's okay. All right. So here we go. Tonight we're playing with some more new catalog stuff. And the set that I'm playing with tonight the stamp set is called Color and Contour, and it's on page 98. So let's find that. Here it is. Okay, so it's this little fairly simple set. We've got a couple of line drawing images. We've got some colouring stamps that actually colour in these. We have I always love a good splatter. A good splattery stamp I'm always excited about. So I have already used this one a bit with other cards, not just with these, but with other things as well. Got some nice sentiments. Here's something that you may or may not know. When you see in the catalog, when you see it outlined like this, so on page 98, if anyone's wondering, when you see the actual, so I can see the stamp, but it's showing it what it would look like on a die. A couple of things you need to know. First of all, everything you see is actual size. All right, the only stamps that are not shown as actual size are usually the really big ones or the background stamps. And if it isn't shown at actual size, it will tell you it's shown at 50% or something like that. But most stamp sets, unless they're extremely large, are going to be actual size. All right. The other thing is, if you see these contour pieces behind here, it almost looks like they're sitting on a die, and that's telling you that there is a die that matches that stamp set. The same with punches. If you find a punch set, I'm just thinking of a couple at the moment. All right, this is one. Here on page 93, we've got Perfectly Plaid, and you'll see, if you look very, very carefully, that there is actually like a little shape behind that, and that's telling me there's a punch to match that stamp, and that is the actual size of the stamp. Okay, so it's kind of cool to be able to show that to you. Now, here's an example. So this poinsettia set is a big set, and it says right here, these images are shown at 50%. So all of these are shown small at 50%. These two here, it's showing you these are the actual size, right? So it shows you these down here, but then that's the 50% version. Here's the 100% version. So just a couple of little things that it's good to know when you're looking through your catalog at what the different things mean. The other thing is, if it's part of a bundle, it'll have the main stamp set shown and then the bundle underneath. Now, no one has commented. Oh, no, comments are just coming up all of a sudden. So you guys can see me. I just can't see myself. It's so weird. There's no playback for me tonight. Ah, which part of the Barossa? It's Kapunda, is that right, Cindy? From memory, I can't remember. Where in Australia? Okay, so my dad grew up in an area called the Booty Peninsula, which is here on the Central Coast. And if you know the Central Coast at all, it's the little peninsula that sort of sits out near the where the Hawkesbury River comes out to the ocean. So it's down towards the southern end of the coast, and it's the Kilcare and Kilcare Heights. He actually grew up at Kilcare Heights. Hardy's Bay, Pretty Bay, all of those places. So it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, it was really nice to hear him talking about some of that. And it's, yeah, the book, I'm trying to remember what the book is called. I can't actually remember what it's called, but it's all about all the different houses and the history of all the different homes and families that grew up in the area. And of course, he actually moved there in 1945 when he was 12 years old. And so he has a large recollection of the area. So there you go. Oh, Miami. Hi there, Phoebe. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's 11:43 p.m. You're up late, Sigrid. It's just gone. It's about 7:43 here. That's the time here. Yeah. Yes, trying to have a good memory. I sometimes have a good memory, Cindy, and sometimes I don't. Just don't. Okay. Oh, Wendy, you saw my 5-minute card. Yes, I did use splatters. I use a lot of splatters in my card making. I love splatters, and there's a really nice one on this page. So thanks for that segue back into here. All right, so we're going to look at this stamp set tonight. It's called Color and Contour, but it's not just a standalone set. You can buy it by itself, or down here, you can get it as part of a bundle. Okay, and the bundle that it goes with, it's the Color and Contour bundle, and it tells me that the dies are on page 158, and I can look them up, or I can just show them to you. They're right here. All right, so these are a whole bunch. You might have seen me using them a lot lately. So for anyone who's been watching, you would have seen me use these rectangles all over the place. I love them. There's also this beautiful scalloped edge that you can create with different things. And there's also these two little frames here that actually cut out images in the stamp set. So here's the stamp set. You can see this little guy here. I haven't even pulled this one out yet, but it's going to, oh, actually, the ones on the front isn't quite the same size as the one inside. So let's have a quick look at that one. So this is the actual images, and you can see that one fits right around those bits there, or something like that. Did I put that on the right way? There you go, like that. So yeah, it's very cool. And then this is the colouring in that goes with the line image. So yeah, it's a clever little set, okay? And we're going to use that tonight and have a bit of a play. I have made a card with this before, and I think it's right here next to me. Give me 1 second while I reach it. Oh, there we go. So this is a card I made with this same stamp set, and I just used the line image and the colouring for that one little, like it's like a daisy, really, isn't it? And then I've actually used the shimmer vellum. Have you guys got hold of the shimmer vellum yet? Oh my goodness, guys, that's so much fun. And I've used one of the scalloped rectangles here from this set, this one. I've used it here at the back, cut for the shimmer vellum with it. And then I used my sentiment, the You're Absolutely Amazing, this center one, and actually made that little guy into a sentiment label. So yeah, this was a bit of fun. You can see I've used lots of splatter on there, which fills in the gaps really nicely. And I used this, the vellum comes in our new in colors, and this is also some new in color ribbon. So some of you may have seen this card posted previously. It was a couple of weeks ago now, but so there we go. And I see everyone's talking to each other again, which is awesome. That's so good. Oh, Judith, you like splatters too? Oh, we've got a couple of people here from Germany, right? That's cool. Yeah, splatters are fun. I agree. All right. So I'm not even sure which of these I'm going to use yet. And that's part of the fun of coming along and watching my videos, is that you guys are going to help me tonight to decide what we're going to do. And I'm going to let you choose various options. At the back, the very, very, very back of the catalogue, after all the dies and everything, we have here on page 170 and 171 some host sets. Okay. Now, as a demonstrator, you get the option to actually purchase these ahead of time. And that's a really cool thing, because you can't, as a customer, you can't purchase these sets. All right. There's a few little perks for demonstrators in that. You can earn them. So, for example, this tells me that this set here is $23, okay, in Australian dollars, but you can only buy it with host dollars. So you'd need to have an order of $250 or more, and then you would have $250 order, you'd have 10%, so $25 to spend, and you could use your $25, $23 of it to buy this set here. Okay, and it shows me this is the set, this piece is at 100%, these ones are shown at 50%. These are actually all the same size, so they're all this size. I actually have this set. I bought that one. I really liked it. So as a demonstrator, I got to buy it ahead of time, and I think from memory it was $31, I think. But I'm not sure actually about that. There's another price here that it does tell me that the stamp set is worth $39, but as a host you get it for $23. Actually, you get it for free, but you get it with host dollars. Bit confusing, I know. All right, does that make some sense? Yeah, the shimmer vellum is beautiful, Cindy. Definitely start playing with it. It's just lovely. It's got this lovely, lovely shimmer to it. I love it. Hence the name, of course. Oh, you got the DSP? This one? Yes. Okay, so the DSP is the same. Okay, so this is 12 by 12 paper. If I was hosting, or if I was putting in a $250 order, either way, and as soon as you hit the $250 mark, whether it's your own order or whether you've grouped together some friends' orders at a workshop or a party, you get to spend your host dollars on any of these things or anything else in the catalogue. But these things are particularly good value, and only host dollars can buy them. So the Pattern Party, this one here, is an amazing DSP. It is not your normal 12 by 12 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. It's 12 by 12 paper, but instead of 12 sheets in a pack, you get 48 sheets in a pack. So it's incredibly good value. And I've opened mine, but I haven't even used it yet. And I thought it'd be fun to use it tonight. So it does tell me on the back, as always, all the colours, and there's lots and lots of colours in here. There's Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Misty Moonlight, Pale Papaya, Petal Pink, Cool Party, Poppy Parade, and Whisper White. That's enough to make your head spin around, right? So many colours. So let me quickly show you the paper. So the one on the top actually is probably one of my least favourite ones. It's still pretty, but let's have a little look at some of the other sheets. So you get 4 sheets of each, I think. Let me double check. Yep, 4 sheets of each. And remember we said there was 48. So there's 12 different designs. How cool is that? All right, so you can see There's a totally different colorway in this one. We've got Misty Moonlight, Pool Party, and the Pale Papaya, and there's a green, so that's the Granny Apple Green. That's actually a really nice color swatch. Really, really like it. Let's open up here, and then we have this one here. I'm going to pull them out. It'll be easier. Get rid of that bit of plastic. All right, so then we've got our diagonal stripes with a whole bunch of the colors. See how all the colors almost looks like a rainbow. It's so nice. And then this one's also a bit rainbowy. I love these. Lots and lots and lots of color, and they're really fresh and fun. Love this one with all the hearts. Look at that. Isn't that cute? That's a really nice rainbow kind of one. Love, love, love it. And then we have like scales. They remind me of scales, like fish scales. But they could also be something else. What else could they be? Like, well, they're scallops. I'm just trying to think what else I think those are. You glad you got it, Cindy? I agree. It is so, so nice. And it just goes on and on and on. We've got like an animal print in the Floaty Flamingo, the pink. That's fantastic. And we've got Floaty Flamingo and white stripes, like candy stripes. Granny Apple Green floral background. Mermaid tails. Yes, thank you. Exactly, you guys. Thank you very much. I knew there was something else that was reminding me of. All right, and then this one is your Misty Moonlight, like another floral. So you can see there's really, really varied designs and colors in here. Look at this. Those flowers are beautiful. That's the crushed curry, but you could use that with bumblebee as well. That's really, really nice. I love the yellow. All right. Then we've got Pool Party and white dots. That's going to be a favorite of mine because I'm a big fan of Pool Party. Now, what I haven't really shown you yet is the back of these. And I wanted to save that for last because there's nothing I really love in a new DSP pack. Pretty much, I mean, there's a couple of things. I like glimmer. I like glitter. I like, shiny stuff. But I also love black and white. So one side you got color and the other side you got black and white. And the black and white is super, super useful because it goes with everything. Looks fantastic. Great for scrapbooking. If you're a scrapbooker, you can use black and white in so many different ways. I mean, you've got your gingham kind of check here, or plaid, depending on where you come from. Some random geometric line kind of ideas, some little white with black dots. I'm coming up to one of my favorites. Does anyone know what my favorite would be when it comes to design? When there's something I really love to play with. These are little lines or stripes of dots. These are kind of, those ones make my eyes go funny. They're kind of weird. And we've got some white leaves. So there's 4 sheets of every single thing. Aren't they great? Florals are nice, aren't they? Nope. Straight lines. Thank you, Beryl. You got it right. I love a good, bold black and white stripe. Just love, love, love it. That's always floats my boat. We've got black with white dots. Remember, we had white with black dots. Now we've got black with white. And I mean, these are super, super useful. You can do so much with these. Now, these ones, I would want to color those in. I would want to color those flowers because I reckon you could hit your blends onto those and make it any color you like. That would be lots of fun as well. And then this one also makes my eyes go a bit funny, but I like it. But yeah, that's like, I think it's my eyes that do that, or does it do it to everybody? Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you here. And then we have some white with some like little circles. And that is your DSP. It is a fantastic pack of DSP. And I think if you had one of these packs, you would have, so I don't even know how many cards you could make out of this. Loads. Heaps and heaps and heaps. They're fantastic. So love all the colors. Love the black and whites. So I thought we might play around with this set and some black and white or some colored pieces. And we'll start by just getting a piece of white paper and going from there. So I've got a piece of Whisper White Thick. This is my preferred card base. I do sometimes use other colors, of course, but I find these really great. Whoops, I forgot to bring my bone folder over, but that's okay. I will I might have to reach over and grab that in a second. The good thing is I'm remember to wear my AirPods tonight, so I can talk to you even when I'm not actually right here in front of my phone. All right, how is my phone going for charge? Give me 1 second while I look at that. Looks okay, so I'm going to remove the cable, and that should work for us. Okay, the Dizzy paper. Which one? There was a couple, remember? Did you mean this one? That one? And the other one that made me feel a bit dizzy was at the start. Maybe that one. I think it's this one you're probably talking about. Now let's have a look and see what's on the back. Well, that's like little semicircles. And I like the color choices on this one. So I think I can make good use of that. Yep, I thought it was the one you meant. Does it to your eyes too? So it's not just me. There we go. All right, just quickly reading comments before we move on. A different Elizabeth. We have a couple of Elizabeths here tonight. Quite often we have double ups of people's names. Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So I have got my small cut and emboss machine here. I have already gone ahead and cut a couple of the rectangles, and I just realized I missed the edge of that one. I'm sure we could do something with that and put a flower or something over there, right? No one has to know. It can be our little secret. All right, I'm going to grab my bone folder, which is just over here, because I really feel like I need that. All right. All right. So I'm thinking, because of all the bold colors in this, I'm thinking maybe I was deciding which way to go, whether we, I'm going to start with a background in this one first, I think. I'm rather taken with the hearts. And I'm thinking we might we'll start with a portrait or landscape, guys. I know which one I'm leaning towards, but which one would you like? First person to answer is the one I'm going to do. Do we do portrait? Do we do landscape? And then we get to decide, do we do a color background or a black and white background? Landscape. Okay. Anita, you were the first, so there you go. Landscape it is. Okay. So then we're going to go color. No, well, depends. Are we going to go color, or are we going to go, we'll do portrait next time, Val, so don't worry, you won't miss out. Are we going to go color background, or are we going to go black and white background? So which way shall we go? I'm so excited about all of these different papers. I don't think it really matters which one we use. I'm going to like them no matter which one we go with. Color. Okay, we're going with color. Are we going to go with lots of color, or are we going to go with simple? I can go with like just dots. Somebody can pick one. Oh, Cindy was first with color, guys. I'm sorry. We'll go black and white next time. It's all right. We're going to do one of each. So which one would you like? We've got lots and lots of colors here. So as soon as somebody sees one they want to do, that's the one we're going to play with. It's too many choices. Oh, we want the hearts. Why did I guess? I think this is really, really beautiful paper. It is just stunning, isn't it? So, so nice. All right. So I'm going to bring my trimmer in and we'll cut this to size. And you said landscape, didn't we? Yes, we're going landscape. So that means we're going to go with the hearts. And I'm deciding what color to go underneath, because I'd like to pick up one of the colors in this. I'd like to pick out one of the colors in this piece to be my main thing. Right, so this piece here is going to go on here, but I am going to put another piece underneath. The yellow. Well, we don't have any yellow in this. Would we still go with yellow, do you think? We could. I was thinking I'd pick a colour that was already in here. What colours are in it? Okay, Poppy Parade, which is a strong contender in my opinion. Now, it says there is Pale Papaya, but this orange is much brighter than Pale Papaya. So I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Granny Apple Green and the blue. Or is that green? That's really interesting. Let's have a quick look at that because I don't think that's actually any of the colours that are on that. Let's have a little read of what it says about the green, or the blue, I should say. Pool Party, but it's darker than Pool Party. The same as Pale Papaya, it's darker than Pale Papaya. Poppy Parade and Petal, I think Poppy Parade and Granny Apple Green are right. I think those are right. But I think the other colours, oh, lots of guesses. So the original guess was yellow, and Yvonne, I like that idea, except, all right, let's pull out both the crushed curry and the next one you picked was orange. Well, here's the interesting thing, because Pale Papaya, which is this colour here, is the one they've got listed as the colour in it, but this orange is much darker than that. Don't you agree? Isn't that interesting? Whereas the Granny Apple Green and the Poppy are true. Lots and lots of options, guys. All right, and if I look at the yellow, let's quickly pull out the crushed curry piece here. That's how this would look on that. But because there's no yellow in it, I mean, we could get away with it, definitely. All right, lots of options now. Everyone's guessing. Okay, I'm thinking I'm actually going to overrule, and because to me, neither of those two colors seem to be true. Certainly the blue is way darker than Pool Party, but I think either the poppy or the green. They're the two I'm going to choose between. It does look like Bermuda Bay. I agree, but it doesn't say that there's Bermuda Bay in it, but I think I could use Bermuda Bay with that. I think it would look rather nice, actually. So let me grab a piece to see what that looks like. I've got all my colours sitting right by my desk, and I'm just pulling out appropriate colours. So this is Bermuda Bay. And that, to me, is the colour of those hearts. You are right, Cindy. It is. Oh, it's rather nice. I like it. And then we've got crushed curry. Which is quite a dark yellow. This is what this looks like. Okay. But if I was going to pick an orange, I'd probably go pumpkin pie. And that's not listed on there either. So this is a little bit confusing, isn't it? Look. See, now we've got a few options. You've changed your mind, Bermuda Bay. All right. I'm thinking I'm going to have to just go with the colour I think it might need to be, and I'm going to go with the Bermuda Bay. Is everyone okay with that? Please don't hate me for changing it up on you. But I just think that the Bermuda Bay is going to fit really, really well, even though that's not even supposed to be on there. So interesting, right? I'm going to cut the piece to match. Mango Melody would have worked too. I agree. This is I think this paper is quite forgiving. You could use a whole bunch of different colours and it's going to look good no matter what. So let's go with that one. And I'm going to pop that straight on. Oh, look at my favourites on the back. The black and white stripes. All right, let's see how this looks. I'm just going to line this up. And this will end up on here like this. There we go. Now, remember I said before, I have a couple of pieces already pre-cut, and I'm thinking this one will go really nice on here. Oh, that's so pretty, that paper. It's just fun. Love, love, love it. All right, so what are we going to do with this? We could put a flower on and color it in really, really bright colors and cut this piece to size. That would look quite nice, and I could have my sentiment over here, or I could do the other side. Or I could go with my line drawing pieces again. I'm tempted to use this one because I haven't used it yet. And I also thought about even coloring this to be some of the colors underneath, but that would make it a really crazy bright card. But that might look better with my black and white piece later, and I might do that. What do we think? You use real reds, so you've used it, Mary. That's good to know. I think you can get away with any of it. I mean, like it says Poppy Parade, but yeah, it is on its way to real red. I think this is a ring in this piece of paper. I think they added it and didn't really think about what colors were in it. But I don't care. It's so pretty. So I'm going to bring this over and I'm going to do a bit of stamping. And I'm going to use this one. I haven't used it yet, so let's peel that off. Has everyone noticed how the photopolymer stamps now are coming, as they always did on their little plastic bit, but the images are actually printed on the inside of the lid so that when you're done with them, you can stick them straight back in there and you don't have to worry about the plastic. And I actually think it's a great idea. It's a really good idea. I'm going to pop this on here. And I'm going to go with, I've got some, what did we call it? Memento ink, which I just popped down before we started. Here it is over here. It's hiding under a million things. All right, so Memento is a different kind of ink pad. So it's got the old felt style pads that we used to have many, many years ago. And so you ink it up a little bit differently. So you don't tap like a few taps gently. I usually smush it all over first, and then I give it a tap to make sure that the ink is actually sitting on top of the stamp. So let's see how that, and because it's a photopolymer stamp, I'm going to reach over and grab myself a mat so I get a better image. Does everyone realize that with your photopolymer? I think you all know this, but if you don't, it's a good little tip. So use a piercing pad or even a mouse pad underneath, because it's going to give you a better image. That cushioning just allows the ink to transfer better to the paper. You don't need to do this though with rubber stamps, because I've already got the conditioning, sorry, the foam layer in the rubber stamp, which means it's already, this step is done for you. Okay, so we've got this lovely little flower, or flowers, I should say. Now I've got a couple of choices. I can actually color them with blends, which would take a little while, but you know, that's okay. I've got time, right? Or we've got this little piece here. Now, it's going to go this way. This is actually really cool because it's like, it's already, the coloring is already done for you. All you've got to do is stamp it on. So I'm just going to pop this down. All right. And I'm going to ink it up with a color. I'm deciding what color. I'm actually going to color my leaves. Now I do actually have Granny Apple Green in blends, and so I'm going to use that for them because it's the perfect green. It's actually right. So I've got a dark Granny Apple Green here. Mind you, we're using such a small amount that it probably doesn't matter about the dark or the light. I'm only going to add a little bit, just a bit of colour, a hint of colour here and there. I might use my fine end because it's quite fine. And no one's going to see which bit is dark and which bit is light, so it really doesn't matter. Okay. Red flowers. Oh, you guys are voting already, and I haven't even asked you yet. Yes, a shiny real red ribbon would look really nice. You are correct. That would be lovely. All right, so you can see where this lines up, just like this. So I'm thinking you're right. I think red flowers would be nice. So I'm going to get my Poppy Parade bit. Oh, this will drop a bunch of things on the floor, but that's all good. Now I'm wondering whether we should add any shading to our flowers. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to go with the red. I think they look quite nice. The secret, I think, for this one is to line that little bud, this bit up the top. I'm sorry about my head having to come into the picture, but I need to get over the top of it. Now, if it doesn't line up absolutely perfect, it's not going to matter. That's the whole point of a stamp like this. You just want to add some color. That's actually really nice though, isn't it? And see, that's going to look lovely on here. Pretty. That's nice. All right. That's certainly the quick way of doing it, because if I sat there with my blends, it wouldn't take long, but it's faster to just stamp. Okay, so I've got my little machine. I love this for doing videos because I don't have a lot of space here on my desk, and so this actually fits beautifully. It's much easier for me to use than the big one. Okay, where did I put them? It's over here. I'm going to line this up. As I'm working, if anyone has any questions about anything, please just ask. Yeah, I think it's pretty. I think you're right. It's nice. The pumpkin and the poppy together would look really nice. I could go in with my blends and add them, you know, if I decide I want a little bit of pumpkin on there. All right, so this is cut out beautifully and much faster than having to sit there and cut it out by hand. Hallelujah for that, right? All right. So I am tempted to add a little bit of pumpkin, just like you said. I think that might be nice. Now, what sentiment are we going to use? I've got "You're absolutely amazing," which I think is nice. Also, "Very happy for you" would fit. And "Thank you for everything" would also fit. Which one shall we use, guys? I'm going to put this, there's a tiny mark there, and I am actually going to put this way because that will cover that nicely. And I'm going to stick some of this down while I wait for someone to tell me which sentiment. Thank you. Very simple though, right? This is what I call very simple card making. And sometimes when you sit down, especially if you sit down at night after a big weekend, you just feel like going with a really simple project. And this certainly is it. Little bud in the opposite corner. Oh, this one here. Yeah, we could. So I'm thinking maybe the thank you one. Oh, we've had a couple of thank yous now, so that's got to be the one we're going to use. Thank you for everything. I think this will fit quite nicely, actually. And it goes with the hearts too, I think. Right, so that's where that's going to go. So the little bud, are we looking at putting that down in this corner? Is that where you would like that? Who suggested the bud? Phoebe, did you want it down in this corner, or shall I move my sentiment down a little bit and put it up in the top corner? What do you think? You were the one who suggested the bud, so you tell me where you'd like it. And I'm tempted, because I've got this piece of Bermuda Bay under here, I'm tempted to use Bermuda Bay for my sentiment. The top. Okay, we'll do that. I'm going to go with Bermuda Bay for my sentiment. So if we're going to go with it at the top, that means I'm going to put my sentiment more towards the bottom. And I'm going to bring my head in for a second so I can make sure I get it straight, because I hate stamping crooked sentiments. I'm really not a fan of those. All right, so this is going to go here. So let's grab a couple of dimensionals and put those on. I see my son has popped on and thinks he's funny. He's watching from his bedroom, I'm assuming. Now, this bit's flapping around here just a little bit, and I'm thinking, could I use a mini dimensional down here somewhere to secure it? Because I don't want it to flap around. I could also cut this a little shorter, which is tempting. I might do that. So let's do that. Just like that. And then our bud. So I haven't used the bud before. It comes in 2 pieces. It's got a colouring bit as well. So let's grab a small block for that. A little tiny weeny one. I've got this little guy here. And we'll go with our Memento ink again just to make it the same. And now am I going to stamp it on? Or am I going to cut it out? Is there a die for this? I don't think there is. I'd have to cut it out by hand. Do we really want to do that? We could have it coming down, or we could have it going up. Shall we have it coming down? And shall we stamp it straight on? See now, Phoebe, see what you've started? We've got it at the top, but how are we going to do it? Are we going to attach it and pop it up on a dimensional? And I'll just cut it out by hand. Have it coming down. Do I go straight onto this, or which way shall we go? Yeah, don't worry. Don't be oops. That's okay. Stamped coming down onto my base paper, or shall we do it onto a separate piece and cut it out? Yep, we're going to go down. Coming down, stamp straight on. Okay, done. I'm going to go from the top here. And then I'm actually going to use the little bit, and I'm going to go with red again. Now we've done that, I'm wondering whether we need 2, whether I need a second one. No, maybe not. Because by itself, it's hard to see what it is, maybe? What do we think? Color it red as well? Yeah, I think so. Deciding. Okay. And a second one. But I am going to go back and add a little bit of orange to a couple of these flowers because I feel like they need it with the paper. The buds probably don't need it, but I've got some orange here. Let me just see. I'll add a small amount. So this is actually not, once again, not a color from the paper. This is actually pumpkin pie. I've got light. I've got darker. Mind you, this darker one has seen better days. I'm just going to add a little bit of the darker one. It probably isn't going to make a huge amount of difference to this, but just, it does. I just think it brings it into the paper a little bit more. I do think that lifts it just that little bit. Okay, so we did the buds coming down. I have still flapping around a little bit. I think maybe some mini dimensionals will be good. And I just, once again, they're away from my desk, so I'm just grabbing those. I'm going to try and find a place that it will go so it's not flopping around. See, by the time I'm finished with my videos, you guys will all be exhausted because you've been card making too. I'll wear you out. All this decision making. I'm cutting a mini dimensional in half. That's how desperate I am. All right, I'm going to pop it behind here. So I think while I'm doing this, my dad was maybe going to go to bed. He was very tired after his big day. Now I've got, I just cut a dimensional in half and I don't know where the other half went. And I was thinking I was going to put the other half under here. Oh, it's still on the scissors. There we go. So I'll put it under here. It's not very often I have to cut mini dimensionals in half. But I just feel like it needs it. Now it's a lot more secure. And I do like that little bit of orange. Can you see the orange has lifted the flowers a little bit? And I think it makes it blend into this piece better. All right, so I'm going to add some dimensionals, of course, to the back and pop this up. Now wrong dimensionals. I want the big ones. Here they are. Now the next thing will be, does it need a ribbon or something? I might think about that. You know what? I am going to thumbs up. Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, you know what? It does help. It's nice. Very occasionally, somebody gives me a thumbs down, and unfortunately, I have no idea why I got the thumbs down, whether it was something that I did or said or what it was, because it doesn't give you any explanation. It tells you whether someone likes your video or doesn't like your video. I guess you can't please everyone, right? All right, so that's a start. That's our first one. I'm going to put that aside. I just love the paper. It's so, so cool. All right, so I'll clean this up properly when I'm done. But for now, I'm just going to put these back in here. And then we're going to do the reverse. We're going to do a black and white one, a black and white background. And I do have some plans for what I want to do with the other piece. So something you might notice, so this stamp was never used before until just now. And you'll see that it's already stained red. When you use reds, pinks, or purples, nearly always they stain really, really badly. And if you are really good, if you're a lot better than I am, you will clean your stamp straight away as soon as you use it, and it won't stain so badly. If you forget, like I usually do, to clean it immediately, you just have to put up with the staining, because that's what they do. The rubber ones, you can get them clean, but the photopolymer stains. So it doesn't affect the way it stamps though. Oh yes, vellum would have been nice. I agree. Nice choice. I love vellum. Vellum is one of my favorite things to work with, and currently I'm having a love affair with the shimmer vellum. I just think it is absolutely beautiful. So yep. So I like that the pieces go in straight in here now. I think that's really, really cool. And I really love that they've given us this option, because then you're not mucking around with the plastic. And it just goes in a lot easier. Look, I'm going to put that one on there. And this one, you're absolutely amazing. That one there. And the rest I'll put away later. But anyway, we have a couple of other options now. All right, so let's go with a second piece of our gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And shall I use my favorite side? Do you think I should? Because I do rather like the stripes. Is everyone okay with me to use the black and white stripes? Oh, thanks, Beryl. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yes, the evening evergreen does stain a little bit. I agree. But I really like the colour. I've been working on a scrapbook page a little earlier today. I've got a group this week that I'm doing a scrapbook page for, and then a couple of weeks from now I've got Oh, Cookie's decided to sing for everyone. Can you hear him? Sorry. Cookie is my cockatiel, and I've had Cookie for about 22 years, and I love him. He's gorgeous, but he tends to find inopportune times to sing, and it's nearly 8:25 at night, and he's decided this is the time. So there we go. All right, so now I'm going to have a little play and decide what color I want to go with on my, because I've got this right here, we could go, Bermuda Bay is such a great color. Does anyone else have a love affair with Bermuda Bay? And do we prefer Bermuda Bay or Coastal Cabana? Because Coastal Cabana is a little bit lighter than Bermuda Bay. Actually, this piece is better size. Sorry about Cookie. He'll quieten down in a second. Oh, that's so funny. Cookie. Yep, okay. I gave him a cob of corn earlier, and I think he really liked it, and he's happy. Uh-huh. Oh, that's so funny. I bet I'm the only Stampin' Up demonstrator. Well, maybe I'm not. I'm one of the only ones around that has a cockatiel singing while they're making cards. All right. And then we have this piece, remember? This piece here that has the little bit that I took the edge off. So that would go on here. So this time we're going portrait because last time we went landscape. And Cookie is definitely in a mood tonight. Okay, I'm going to start. I'm actually going to colour this piece, all right? And this time what I wanted to do was I wanted to start with some colours that I thought would go really nicely together. So I've got some, it's either Crush Curry, or it might be Mango Melody, or actually could even be Bumblebee. And this is definitely Calypso Coral. So these colours are also in the papers. So the only one that's not is the Bermuda Bay, but I think they've snuck it in to that paper. But I'm going to use it anyway because I just love the colour. If anyone, I think he's about to go into his rendition of Wallace and Gromit. And if he does, and you recognise that, that'll be a bit of fun. He used to sing it perfectly. All right, so I'm going to start at one end, and I'm going to zip on here. And we're going to add the colour, and I'm going to go about a third of the way down. I love the blending brushes. These brushes are the bomb, guys. If you don't have them yet, get them. They're so, so good. You get 3 in a pack. Here in Australia, they're $21 for a pack of 3. So love, love, love them. I just think they're the best. Oh, yeah, he wanted to be part of the fun, I guess. All right, so I'm starting at one end, and the end that I started it's going to be the darkest, and it's kind of fading off into the middle there. All right, we're going to start with that, and then I'm deciding which color to go with next. I'm thinking we might go with Bumblebee, because I do like this yellow. This is probably my favorite yellow at the moment, and I never used to like So Saffron, and I'm starting to like that better too. So I'm going to start from the other end, and I'm going to go with my Bumblebee over this edge here. And I'm getting, of course, the darkest yellow on the ends. Aren't they nice, these colours? Very, really bright. And because we have Calypso Coral on this, I could use a new papaya. Shall we go Calypso Coral, the darker, or shall we go papaya, the lighter colour? Either would look good in the middle. So I'll wait for you guys. Someone can tell me, the first person to tell me which of these 2 colours they'd like me to use here in the middle, between the Bermuda Bay and the Bumblebee. You're enjoying the bird song. I'm sorry, it's completely unavoidable. There's nothing I can do about the bird song. It's going to happen, and I'm glad you're enjoying it because we have no choice. Some Enchanted Evening is very romantic. Oh, that's funny. Oh, he's quiet. Okay. Oh, we had a Calypso first. Sorry, Shirley, we had Calypso first, so that's the one we're going to go with. All right, so I'm picking my color up here. He's gone quiet. And I'm going to start here in the middle, and I'm kind of going to come across. So this time I'm sort of adding color from side to side. And I'm kind of blending out a little bit as well. So I'm covering a little bit of the edge of the Bermuda Bay and the Bumblebee. So it starts to look like it's going to fade from one to another. All right, it's looking rather nice, isn't it? The blending brushes are at the moment my favorite new toy. I've got a few favorites, but these I think are the number one thing. And of course, these scalloped rectangles are pretty cool as well. What am I making? I am making a card, and we'll see how it turns out, because this is just an idea I had in my head earlier this evening and thought, all right, this is actually blending in quite nicely here. I was going to go back over it, but I probably don't need to do very much because it's looking like it's blending quite nicely. Just add a little bit more yellow and a little bit more Bermuda from the other end. I'm happy with that. That's nice. All right, so, I mean, we could, of course, go landscape as well, but this time I said I'd go portrait, so we will. I'll move these out of the way and put the lids back on. You just got the brushes. Oh, you won't be able to put them down. I've got about 6 sets so far. I love them. They're so much fun. Now, this is also a really nice way to make like a sunset background. If you wanted to make a sunset background and then do a silhouette or something like that in front of it, that would look really, really nice. Very, very pretty. Now, oh, which way will I go? See, now, if I was going this way, it could almost look like, sand. I'm not sure what's going on in the middle and the sky at the top there. Or we could go this way and have sunset. We've got the ocean and it's going into a sunset at the top. But I do want to cover up this end, and I'd like to do that down in the bottom right-hand corner. So I'm thinking that will be the way to go. All right, so let me put this layer together. There's those beautiful hearts on the back as well that inspired me pulling the Bermuda Bay out, because absolutely that color looks like Bermuda Bay to me, even though it says it isn't. I guess Bermuda Bay is a much, much darker version of Pool Party, I guess. This is Bumblebee, Mary. So, and don't ever apologize for getting distracted. I get distracted all the time. Bumbleboo. That's so cute, Beryl. It's Bumblebee, honey. You think yellow on the top? Well, I would normally say yellow on the top, but see, I've got this edge to cover up. And so I want to do that with something happening down here in the bottom corner. So I was thinking I might stamp myself a flower and cut it out, and then see where that takes me, because I've got the die for this flower. Now, also, while we're at it, I'm going to grab I'm getting myself all messed up here. I've got stuff everywhere, so I'm just going to move a couple of things because I cannot create neatly. Look, my hat's off to anyone who can. I really don't know how you do it. It's totally lost on me. Can't do it. All right, so I've got a couple of pieces of just basic white card. This is the basic white thin stuff, not the thick stuff. The thick stuff I use for card bases, but for when I'm doing stamping, I'd rather do it on here. Because we have black in our background, I think we're going to get away with black for the stamping as well. So I'm going to do a couple of these and we'll see how they turn out. And I'm going to bring my mat back in because I want to get a good image. That looks pretty good. So bring your mat back in. When you're stamping with photopolymer stamps, it just makes all the difference. You get much, much better image. And you also go straight down. Don't rock your stamps. I see so many people do this, okay? So they put their stamp down and then they rock it from side to side. You do it less with the photopolymer ones, but with the rubber ones, people always seem to, jiggle them around and think they're going to get a better image. Actually, that's what messes you up. So just go straight down and straight up, and you'll get a much, much better image. So I'm deciding what color. I think the Calypso is the color I want to go with here. Oops, and I want to use this one, which is like the coloring in version of the other one. And once again, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't line up perfectly. It's just about adding color to your image. All right, so even though it's not perfect, it looks pretty good. All right, and because I've used, I've got some Mango Melody. I don't have Crush Curry, but I've got Mango Melody. That one's not the one I wanted to use. Blend marker. So I've got light Mango Melody and I've got dark Mango Melody. Which one do I want to use? This is the light. Let me see how that looks. Yeah, that's fine. I'll add a little bit of the dark. I just noticed that this one has had a bit of a rough life and somebody's pushed really hard on the end. I don't think it was me, but that's okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, this one's going to end up here, but I do want a couple of them. So do I do them all the same color or will I do them different colors? Celebrity Apprentice. Oh yeah, that's probably way more interesting than what I'm doing. I don't know. I've never watched Celebrity Apprentice. I remember the old Apprentice, remember, with Donald Trump saying you're fired, but I have not seen the new one. So I use Bumblebee here, so I'm going to use Bumblebee again. And oh, almost messed that up then. Doesn't really matter, does it? So now we have a couple, and I think I'll do another one because I think 3 looks better than 2. And then we'll cut these out. Or should I do a Bermuda Bay one, seeing as I've got the other 2 colors? Probably should do that. Or even Pool Party. It is, isn't it? Almost like a two-tone. You are correct. And I love stamps. I love a good 2-step stamp. This is what they call a 2-step stamp because obviously it takes you 2 steps to do your stamping, one for the outline and one for the colouring. And I think I remember my very first 2-step stamp set. I got one in my kit when I first joined as a demonstrator all those years ago. I can't believe it'll be 15 years this year, but it has, and I don't imagine I could ever do anything else because I just love this way too much. It's too much fun. All right, so I'm going to bring my lovely little machine back in, and I'm going to cut these. And I've got this one here. Which way does it go? I don't think it really matters which way it goes, but you kind of want to find... I think some bits look like they cut better than others. See, that looks pretty good there. Yep, there we go. That looks great. And I've got my top plate here. And I'm going to line that up so it's straight. And push the whole thing through. As soon as my handle starts to move, it means it's grabbing and I can wind it through. I don't watch much TV either. Thanks for the vote of confidence. We do watch a bit of Netflix from time to time. My husband is a movie buff, so he loves to watch a good movie. But I very rarely watch actual TV. So we have Netflix, and occasionally we'll get right into a show. The last thing I watched that I got really, really into was New Amsterdam. And then we've just finished the first season of that, and I might need therapy to recover from the end of the first season because it was pretty harrowing. Does anyone else watch New Amsterdam? Equally interesting. Thank you so much. I'm glad. But every now and then I like to get into a show, and it's nice to sit down with hubby on the lounge and do that. Oh, thanks, Val. I'm glad you find it interactive. That's good. That is the plan. All right, so I've got one, I've got two, and then we have the third one. So let's line this up one more time. That looks good. And line these up. Give it a push, and let's take it through. I'm going slowly so I don't wobble the table. Because I know that's not nice when you're watching and it's wobbling all over the place. All right, so now we get to decide, because I haven't actually decided ahead of time how I wanted to do these. I could have one down the bottom, and I could randomly put them around, and then leave a space for my sentiment there somewhere. Or I could have them grouped together and leave a space for my sentiment up here. There's a number of things we could do with these. So it is, oops, I'm going to give this one a center. That looks better. And this one, I think I'm going to give it a, which color? I've got a Calypso Coral. That might be the one to use. I've also got Pale Papaya. So let's go with the dark Calypso Coral on this one. Oh, there we go. So which way shall we go? Group together, bottom right. That's the random. Oh, you guys are getting quick. Very, very quick. Oh, Judith, you've watched New Amsterdam too. Yes, I rather got into that. That was really good. I love his question, how can I help? Because I use that actually as well. I like to say, how can I help sometimes with my, like on my Facebook page and such, because I want to try and be as helpful as I can be, if I can. All right, so we could have two here and one here. How would that be? I think that might be nice. Group together is nice. So I'm going half and half. I'm grouping two together and having the other one random. See, I'm trying to keep everybody happy, but I actually think that looks rather good. Do we like that? Is everyone happy with this arrangement? Yep, that's good. Like the two and the one? Yep. Okay, let's do it. All right, so then I've got to put my sentiment on, and I need to decide which one I want to have. So I like this. You're absolutely amazing. I like this here for you now, and then on the inside of the card it would say, and in better days ahead. That would be nice. So very happy for you is nice. And thank you for everything, which is the one we had last time. You might guys remember. I'm thinking maybe something different this time. And shall I go with Bermuda Bay again? I think that will stand out best on here. Yeah, I think the amazing one is the go as well. I'm thinking the same. So we're all on the same track, which is awesome. Let me find the right size block. All right, you are absolutely amazing. All right, and let's see how this looks. Now, I want to put a piece of, I'm doing it on my card because I'm sort of trying to get a feel for positioning it rather than taking it off. So put this on straight so that I find it easier to line up. And I'm going to bring my head in for a second. My apologies to anyone who's having to look at the back of my head. Sorry about that. There we go. Oh, I think that's rather nice. Yes. All right, so we're going to go those two down the bottom and the yellow one at the top. And I'm going to pop a couple of dimensionals when I find them under here. Seriously, I would lose my head if it wasn't screwed on just as well it is. Where did I put them? Everyone saw them. They were here a second ago, right? We all saw them. The problem is, while I'm working, I get really into what I'm doing and I put things on top of other things. And I know I shouldn't, but I just can't help myself. I just do. Well, what we can do, I mean, I found the wrong dimensionals. I found the minis. There's the minis. Oh, and I found black minis, but I don't want those. I want the normal old, good old white ones. Oh, well, looks like I'm going to have to reach into my other bag here and find another packet. If worse comes to worse, we can use the minis. Oh, well, they'll do. I wonder where they went. I'll find them as soon as I have these stuck on. I mean, these will still do the job. It's just I feel like I need more of them. I probably don't really, but I just feel like that. Yeah, if it's not in your hand, you've lost it. I know exactly what you mean. Thank you. I like the stripes too. I didn't think about it being beachy, but yeah, it is, I guess. Like you say, like a deck chair. All right, let's bring them in. Let's pop this right here in the middle. And I'm putting it up a tiny bit, so it's a tiny bit closer to the top because I've got my two flowers down the bottom. Just like that. So I'm going to put this one on flat. And then this one is going to go on dimensionals, or in my case, mini dimensionals, because I can't find the big ones. Seriously. If I had $1 for every time I lose stuff, I would be very, 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 very rich. Let's go just here, like this. So that one overlaps the other one there. And then this little guy, I'm going to pop him on dimensionals too. So I've got 2 on dimensionals and 1 flat. Oh, Cindy, you said something and then retracted your message. Yes, I think that's probably where it was. It's probably stuck to the bottom of my trimmer. But let's not look now because then I'll find it and then I'll be like, oh, a bit late now. All right, just like that. Now, the question will be, do we need a ribbon? If we do, I'm going to attach it and I'm going to stick it on and I will post that card. So these cards are going to be posted on my Instagram and Facebook pages. So if you are on either Instagram or Facebook, go check it out in about half an hour or so, and it will be there. And oops, I forgot to fold my white cardstock first. Let me quickly do that. So this is the basic white thick cardstock. I think my dimensionals might have run away with my bone folder. I think that's what's happened because it's not here either. And we also, I used that in the last card, so we know it's here. I do think it would be nice to have maybe some bling on this. So, you know, I've got a couple of choices. I could use my papaya. That would be probably very nice with this. Let's throw a couple of those on because we've got some papaya. Actually, I'm going to grab one here. I'm going to have a bigger one down here. And a third one, just a small one over here. And I'm going to reposition this one just there. There we go, just like that. And I love the way the colours all kind of fade into each other. I think that turned out really nice. Aren't those blending brushes amazing? Oh, you're very welcome. I just think this paper is just so stunning, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this paper over the next little while. So that's one of the black and white designs, and this one's one of the color designs, and I like both of them. But this one ended up a little bit busy for me at my liking. I actually, personally, if I prefer this one, but you know, they're both nice. a bit different. Yeah. Scandal. I know, right? They did. They've run away together. That's right. And yes, you could actually add some little gold gems or something like that in the center of the flowers. That would be really nice as well. I mean, there's so many different options, isn't there? So many things you can do. Look, I do need to mention to you guys, for anyone who's watching and isn't sure about it, please ask me for more information if you've been thinking about joining Stampin' Up. The reason I'm mentioning that right now is because they've got this fantastic deal this month. So it goes until the 31st of May from till the 31st of May. In Australia, you still spend $169 and they're going to give you $283 worth of product, which is a bunch of stuff for free, whatever you like. So it's not a set kit like it used to be. You can order anything now. And if you have any questions, you need any information, just ask me. I wouldn't be doing my job as your demonstrator very well at all if I didn't tell you about this, because it's the best deal we have and the best value that you can get from Stampin' Up, because you get a discount as long as you're a demonstrator. So it's definitely worth having. If anyone has questions, just ask me. In the meantime, I'll be posting these cards for you. So stay tuned and you'll see them posted. And thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I hope everyone enjoyed this. And I will be back on Friday night on Facebook and then Sunday night again next Sunday for YouTube. So either of those, you're welcome to join me for both. And during the week, if you haven't already joined my Facebook page, please go check that out because I post there all week long. Okay, have a great week, everyone. Happy Monday tomorrow. I hope it's a really good week for you, and we will see you soon. Bye bye.